Wow! Wow! That was the first episode! What a load of garbage! Oh, that's funny. G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. Alright, it is time for the long-awaited Andor series. Now, of course, they dropped the first 3 episodes, so we've got a lot to get through here. I'm not doing 3 separate videos for all 3 episodes. It's just going to be one long video. Now, if you're new here, the way I do it is I'll watch the episodes. You'll see some of my reactions throughout the episode, and then at the end of each episode, you'll get my review or overview of each episode or my thoughts on each episode. If you are new here as well, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, please just check that you're still subscribed, as I've lost about 30 or 40 subs over the last couple of weeks. I think there's just been a bit of culling going on. So please just make sure that you're still subscribed. Anyway, let's get straight into this because we do have a lot to get through. All right, here we go. Episode 1. It's funny how they actually put that all on the screen. The music that they put into these series that they've been coming out with is just horrible. What is it? But there's supposed to be some sort of brothel.
Should take care of him. Yeah, he's not laughing now, is he?
Why are they just picking a fight? A random fight?
Stop right there!
Those guys in the bar are going after him? Okay. Just blow his head off and let's be done with it.
He's not breathing.
What?
No.
What? He killed him with a headbutt?
Tell him what happened.
Wow. Okay, that was dark. Look, it's Wally! Is that supposed to be funny? It looks like Wally. Like, just the view of it. What, they don't even put subtitles in what they're saying?
And then Jesse came back because...
Anybody looking for...
I gotta stop it there. Like, what, they've programmed this droid to have a stutter? Is that legit? Like, the droid has been programmed to stutter? Fucking stupid.
Rubber Brasso.
What is that thing? Okay, I don't understand the...
You can afford to put the heating on.
I don't understand the purpose of that conversation. Last night he went to that bar. And flew away. Gee, there's a lot of gibberish in this.
Don't put your feet on my desk in my absence and let...
Biggs, you said he wanted to meet me.
Like how they use the name Biggs? Wow. Every conversation that we've actually encountered so far has made no sense. Like, okay, he was looking for somebody. He mentions that it's his sister. He's apparently got something to give to someone. He needs to relocate, maybe because he killed those 2 guys. It is a jumbled mess, and we've had like 4 conversations between people, and none of it's really made much sense. Back to the flashbacks. Man, no subtitles. I gotta ask, like, is that because they actually don't know what they're saying to each other? They put no subtitles in because they've just got to have conversation, but they don't want to actually add any context to the conversation that they're having? Very strange. What are they saying? What the fuck are they saying to each other? Conversation number 5, and there's no context.
I don't know what's more disturbing, the fact that our corporate borders are unprotected or your complacence about it. Find it.
Oh my god.
I want to know when it left.
Oh my god, it's like real politics. Corporate borders. Alright.
You'd have to filter the entire night.
Well, it's too much for you, let me...
So he's going against his orders, alright. What did he say? What the fuck did he just say? I love you, goodbye, I'll be back. Wow. Wow. That was the first episode. What a load of garbage. All right, let's go over this episode. As I was sort of saying throughout the reactions there's a lot of context to these conversations that don't make really a lot of sense. Obviously, Cassian's looking for his sister, and they're trying to build that through these flashback scenes. Now, again, with all the flashback scenes, it is literally, there's no context to what they're saying or what they're saying to each other. It's just gibberish, and we can sort of gauge what's happening. Obviously, the ship crashed, and these guys are going out to either help or find out what's going on, and that separates Cassian and his sister. But there's no context to the conversations. Now, again, with the other conversations that we've had, the conversation between the two guards, like the guy that runs the place and the head guy, the security people, basically. There's a lot of context in there that doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, I understand that they could bring a little context to these conversations or these scenarios through future episodes and see what's actually going on, but I'm lost. I'm really lost. And Cassian Andor seems to teleport to where he needs to get to. Now, I understand that there's maybe small time jumps in between these things, but Cassian was just on one planet. He leaves that planet and then he wakes up on a complete other planet. And also, the droid being programmed to stutter. Like, I think that's pretty stupid. Like, droids are droids. They're programmable. If they've been damaged, it's either, it's an on-off switch. There's no, like, okay, there's a little bit of damage here, which is then creating the stutter or something like that. That's not my understanding of it. This episode was boring as shit. Boring as shit. I don't even know what to tell you guys. It was that boring. I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that because again, this doesn't feel like Star Wars. Certainly the music and the things happening within it don't feel like Star Wars. They're trying to do the whole Boba Fett sort of thing, the Book of Boba Fett thing, where, of course, you got the flashbacks that tell the story prior. But it's like I was saying in some of my earlier videos building up to the Andor series coming out. I wonder how they're going to tell the story and get us up to where we begin in this story in regards to like the last 14 years, since Revenge of the Sith up until now. How do we lead into this? It's like they're throwing everything at the screen. It's actually not that good. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the first episode. We're going to go straight into the second episode. Man, that was bad. Like, just boring bad. There was some of the acting wasn't great. I hate the fact that there's a fucking brothel and the relationships and the border. We got to talk about the secure borders. Jesus fucking Christ. You know the majority of the world isn't American, right? Fucking idiots. Anyway, let's go straight into episode 2. Man, that was fucking bad.
Well, what's her name?
You should get your dick wet before you leave, though.
Excuse me.
Oh, and in this scene, I can't believe, like, with that little headbutt, let me show it. There it is. That little headbutt killed a guy. Now, I'm not saying that, like, you know, I've heard stories of people getting punched with one punch and it kills them. So, like, okay, but really, like, a headbutt like that just going back and it kills him, and then he blows this guy away. I thought that was a little bit dark, and probably element of good to it, but that was probably the only good thing. The conversation that took place between them didn't really make too much sense. They're a little bit pissed off because Cassian went into a brothel and got served before them, and these guys are supposed to be security for this planet. It's like a big quarry. Well, that felt like a waste of time. What is this guy doing? Huh. Okay, so that's the only way that he's gonna see that message? I'd like to know what he's actually done to mess up. Jealousy. He's gonna dob him in. Drunk and jealous. Oh, they brought in the slut.
Got something to drink or?
She just wants to fuck your brains out, because that's what Star Wars is all about now. Relationships and bullshit storylines. Is this the thing that he's got that he needs to give to whoever it is? What is it? It's an Imperial something. Can we please see what they're saying? Ha! Oh, that's funny. What are they saying? I've got no... the fuck are they saying?
You got a minute?
I love how protocol droids just aren't a thing anymore in Star Wars. Like, everyone can just understand every other alien language or every other language. And when we get no English, there's no subtitles. Now, I'm not saying that people in this universe or in this world can't understand other languages. They clearly can. Like, Han can understand Chewie. So, like, there is that. But I definitely find it interesting that protocol droids have just disappeared. Like, everyone can understand everyone. The point being, okay, the best thing that I can say about that episode is... Oh, sorry, I forgot I was fucking doing a review. Man, oh man, boring. Absolutely boring. No wonder they needed 3 episodes. I wonder what the 3rd episode's going to give us. I still don't really know what's going on. Cassian's on the run from people because he's got something Imperial on him that he's trying to give to this guy. I know he's from Rogue One, but I really don't fucking care. I don't even know what to say about this episode. It was boring. I don't even know how to break this episode down into a nutshell. I'm still pissed that they're not giving us any subtitles or any context to what they're saying in the flashback scenes. Like, even this conversation that he's having here, I don't know what it's all about. I don't get it. And I'm not watching it again to try and understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Someone explain it to me. Let me know in the chat if after 2 episodes you actually can give me a consistent plot thread that actually makes some sort of sense. Please tell me. I don't think I'm that stupid just sitting here watching this. Man, this has just been boring as shit. Boring as shit. Let's get straight into episode 3. I got nothing. 2 episodes in. 2 episodes in. And I have no idea, what is actually going on. Because Cassian is obviously not a part of the rebellion yet, at all. This is just something that he's doing off his own back because of something that happened to him as a kid that we haven't yet seen. They said that his home planet was completely destroyed and everyone died. Clearly not everyone died, but there was a mining disaster. Okay, is that supposed to be a fossil fuel sort of, allegory? We got fucking people rocking up at people's houses, half pissed, ready for sex. Okay. Conversations that really don't make any sense or really don't lead anywhere. Okay. Wow. Good job, Disney. So this is what he's got. I need you to hear what it is. We'll turn subtitles on. An untraceable NS9 Star Path unit. Okay.
Mind your wallet.
Mind your wallet, not your pocketbook. It's so funny how, like, real world shit just seems to seep its way into Star Wars now. It's like saying okay in like Lord of the Rings or something like that. Why are these ships so bumpy? Lights flashing on and off? Why? Why is that happening?
Could be anything.
Well, in that case, by all means, let's power forward.
Yeah, that's right. If he was going to attack, why wouldn't he spit one of the darts at her? Why would he run at her?
Where's Cassian, droid?
Pull his power supply.
Police. Oh my god. So, hang on a second. They threatened to pull his power supply because they want him to talk. Fucking droid B, if that's your fucking name, let them pull your power supply so you can't say anything. It's such a stupid threat. Tell me where Cassian is. Don't tell him anything, she says. And the dude says, pull his power supply. Okay, pull it. Who fucking cares? You're not going to get anything out of the droid if you pull it. Fucking stupid.
B, respond.
Oh, and he just happens to communicate.
Don't you want to fight these bastards for real?
That was the best fucking scene we've had so far. Oh, drinking on the job. There's some of your lazy half measures men. Boys. What, they just left her? Funnily enough, now he's got a bigger mess on his hands. His commanding officer told him to stand down and make up a story. And he just went completely against it. With good logic, too. Blows my mind. Alright, that episode was better. That helped tie up a couple of things. In regards to the ship that he was stashing all his stuff on was the ship that he was rescued in as a kid. They obviously showed the connection between the old lady, I can't remember her name, and Andor. I definitely feel like some of the decisions that were made by a fair few of the characters were just... It's like no normal person would make those choices or those decisions without actually like speaking to somebody else first. Like, for example, that Tim guy, the guy that dies, that, you know, has sex with the chick that we don't see but is implied. Him like running towards those soldiers when they're pointing guns at them, telling him to stop, and just because she's tied up and bleeding, it's not like they're actually doing any more damage to her. Now, yeah, he just runs towards her and he gets killed. Again, stupid decision. His decision to report it to Andor, to the Empire, or to them, the headquarters, those guys in blue, that Cassian Andor is the one that they're looking for, without actually going and speaking to her first. You know, she is clearly Cassian's friend, and he's essentially dating the chick, sleeping with her, whatever. And instead of speaking to her about it, he just goes on I know he was a bit drunk and jealous, obviously, but go and speak to her. Again, the conversation that happens in the warehouse between the old guy and Cassian, there was a couple of good moments in there. But it's still really boring. I understand why they needed to drop 3 episodes, because the 3rd episode is the best out of all of them. And I know the story threads probably need to tie up a little bit better, but it's kind of like I said, I think it was during the first episode, like getting up to where we are from essentially what we've seen with Revenge of the Sith. It's 14 years after Revenge of the Sith, 5 years before A New Hope. Where are we in the galaxy? I'm hoping that maybe in the next couple of episodes, they'll actually talk about that a little bit. So overall, it's been pretty boring. Again, the first 2 episodes were really boring, really slow. It picked up in episode 3, but it's still, like episode 3, like I said, it's sort of tied in a little bit, but I'm still really lost. you know, obviously they're wanting to make Cassian Andor a part of this rebellion that they're doing. I don't know. I really don't know. When I said there were really bad edits in there, I don't think it was necessarily really bad edits. It's just them trying to show the contrast between what's happening in present day to similar circumstances that happened to him when he was being rescued as a kid. So that's why it's a little bit choppy through those moments. I think the commanding officer, the head of the Blue Guys, he's an idiot. Clearly an idiot. There was definitely logic to what his commanding officer told him to do, come up with a story, and he decides to go off on his own little adventure where I know he is a port of authority and the people under him obviously obey his orders, but and they obviously don't know the whole circumstances of what his superior officer told him. But I don't know. Does he really have control to just send out a group of, a group of people, like a group of Blue Guys to go and hunt down Cassian Andor? I don't know if he necessarily has the power to do that. He clearly does. But I don't know. Just some of the decision making is just really bad. Like I said, it's the decision making of that Tim guy to even contact the Blue Guys, the headquarters, and then to run at them while they're telling him to stop pointing guns at him. The way Cassian Andor got away, it's pretty good. Obviously, it hurts him a little bit to have to move on. And he obviously has been jumping around, I would assume, ever since he was 6 years old and thrown into the fight. Honestly, I don't really know what else to think. It's typical Disney Star Wars bullshit. With what Grace Randolph said about the Easter eggs and things like that, I think even a couple of Easter eggs probably would have made this a little bit better. A couple of nostalgia things would have been a little bit better, maybe nice. There was nothing in it. The music doesn't feel like Star Wars. The scenery really doesn't feel like Star Wars. A lot of it doesn't feel like Star Wars. And people might ask, okay, well, what does that mean, Rhino? Well, certainly with the music. I mean, we've talked about John Williams with the originals and stuff like that. The feel of the music and the what that gives you in these moments. The way they ended episode 3 with the music, I thought was reasonably good. The old lady's clearly upset because she knows that Cassian's leaving and she's probably never going to see him again, or, you know, the possibilities of seeing him again are probably rare. That's it. That's it. It literally goes through. And this is the thing, like, I don't even know how to really break it down for you because the first 2 episodes were so boring and so, like, loosely connected to something that you don't know what that something is. So it's kind of like these conversations that they're having, the characters or the people that they're talking about in some of those moments, you really don't know who they are, what they're doing, anything like that. So it kind of leaves you a little bit lost in those first 2 episodes. Coming into the third one, again, the conversations that take place are quite good, and some of the action in it is better, and obviously that's why the pacing picked up. But definitely there's a little bit of tension there. But again, with this whole series, there's not really too many stakes. Obviously, they're building stakes with new characters that they're introducing, like the guy Tim that gets shot, and that chick that he's sleeping with. But like, you don't really care about them because they're just new characters. So it's like his death really meant nothing. And they try and make it mean something, but it really doesn't mean anything to me as an audience member. Anyway, look, that's my thoughts on it. If you watched the first 3 episodes, please let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Please help me try and fill some gaps in regards to those first 2 episodes. Like, what was the story there? What was the plot there? Basically that he found the black box, which now means nothing because that got left behind as well. So it's all about the old guy coming to meet up with Andor to try and take him. He doesn't really care too much about that black box thing, the Imperial star path tracker or whatever it fucking is, the MacGuffin. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what those first 2 episodes were really supposed to be. Honestly, they could have started with this 3rd episode and that would have been fine. Really, it would have been fine. Because the way that they told a bit of the backstory there, and incorporated into the present day story, that was fine. There was nothing really wrong with that. I will say some of the acting's quite bad, but it's kind of like the surroundings. I don't really know. We've been stuck on sort of this one planet for a while. We saw a little bit of the headquarters. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week for episode 4. Later, guys.